Who are the most athletic country singers? All I know.
Some of them are former athletes. Though.
Sam Hunt,
athletic.
Riley Green.
Yeah.
Riley Green, super athletic. Parker McCollum is athletic.
Chase Rice?
Yeah.
Chase Rice is athletic.
We got a lot of
sure.
athletes. What am I talking
Kane
about?
Brown looks pretty athletic.
Yeah. Now you're getting into a little strange territory.
I think you
there.
can say that. I don't think we can say that.
Welcome aboard, ladies and gentlemen. Net Positive in your ear hole for the week of, let's see, December 1st, first week of December?
Yeah, man.
December 2024, year of the Lord, baby. Out this weekend, I'm in Toledo, Chicago, and Davenport, Iowa to round out the end of the 2024 tour dates. Then I'm off for 2 months. And then going to, I'll list these off real quick, in 2025. 2025. That's crazy to say. Fayetteville, North Carolina, Greensboro, Shippensburg, Bowling Green, Indy, Columbus, Rochester, Wilkes-Barre, D.C., Branson, Kansas City, St. Louis, Lynchburg, Cincinnati, Grand Junction, Salt Lake, Omaha, Wichita, Tulsa, Sacramento, Fresno, San Diego, Fort Myers, Tampa, Pensacola, Sarasota, Charlotte, Richmond, Oklahoma City, Shreveport, and Hattiesburg, Mississippi. What a place to end the tour. A place where I started my new life. In rehab. 2019, I spent 3 months in Hattiesburg, Mississippi.
That's wild.
Yeah.
You didn't go do the fancy L.A. one?
Nah, dude, I couldn't afford it, bro.
Nice.
Yeah,
nice.
I went to, yeah.
What's it called? Pathways?
Yeah. Oh, yeah. When you're getting like massages and playing video games.
Yeah,
Like,
it's
I
like,
don't
it's a
think-
resort. Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Got it.
And you go, that seems like the spa.
Yeah.
Yeah, that sounds fun.
They share staff with
I should
the
have gone
Ritz-Carlton.
there. Yeah, I should have gone there. It's the same people. 5 course meals.
Yeah.
Every night. That'd be awesome.
They have a golf course here?
Yeah.
They gotta go. I'd go to rehab.
You live in rehab.
I'm trying to get canceled again.
Yeah.
Oh, this week's episode brought to you by AG1, baby. Taking care of your health isn't always easy, but it should at least be simple. That's why for the last year I've been drinking AG1 every day. No exceptions, baby. Just one scoop mixed in water once a day, every day, and it makes me feel energized and ready to take on the day. That's because each serving of AG1 delivers my daily dose of vitamins, minerals, pre and probiotics, and more. It's a powerful, healthy habit. It's also powerfully simple. AG1. I saw an AG1 commercial the other day.
Nice.
I was like, yeah, that's our people.
Was it as good as ours?
We were in on AG1 back when. Now they're
we
big
were
time.
early.
Now they're big time. AG1 is a quality product. I know AG1. I'm giving my body high quality nutrition. Every batch of AG1 goes right through a rigorous testing process, so you know it's safe, and our ingredients are sourced for absorption, potency, and nutrient density. I do mornings AG1. I throw a couple ice cubes in there. Everybody does it differently. I drink AG1 first thing, which is recommended for optimal nutrient absorption. Fill up a shaker with extra cold water. I need to start doing it in public. Some people think I'm better than them.
Yeah.
You know, maybe at the gym.
Yes.
Yeah, I see guys doing that. I'm like, what is he doing?
Yeah, it's like, I don't know what that is, but I should have one.
Look at that. He's, what are you drinking? Not me, AG1. Essential part of my daily routine. Once I get the nutrient support, usually I if I don't have it, I get that, at 3, 4 p.m.
Tough. That crash?
But yeah.
Ugh.
Hit on that AG1 first out the gate, rolling all day, baby. I still sometimes get a nap, though.
Yeah.
But that's just because.
That's because you want one.
Unrelated, yeah. There's one product I had to recommend to elevate my health. It's AG1, and that's why I've partnered with them for so long. Probably 2+ years, maybe.
Yeah, I think so.
If you want to take ownership of your health, start with AG1 and try AG1 and get a free 1-year supply of vitamin D3 plus K2 and 5 free AG1 travel packs with your first purchase exclusively at, listen to this, drinkag1.com/netpositive. That's drinkag1.com/netpositive, or hit the link in the episode description below.
Dude, I spent some time in the comments.
Oh, did
right?
you?
Like I gotta spend some time in the comments.
Always
make sure
do.
that we're doing what we
You,
need to be
you
doing.
send them over to me.
Yeah, every now and
when
then
I need.
I'll shoot
I
it
don't
to you.
spend a lot of time in there, but you spend more.
It's not really safe in there, but it's my job, so I got to get in there and see what's going
Sometimes
on.
I send them to you, and you go, "Dude, don't get in
I go,
here.
get out of
That's
there,
for
John.
me."
Leave, John. Leave the comments. It's not safe.
I'm in charge of the comments. What'd you find?
I saw one that said,
Oh no.
It's so rude of us to just sit here and yap for minutes on end with our guests just sitting here."
Because we don't
Like,
show
as
them
if-
the wide angle. It's just you. So
Oh,
they think they're sitting there.
so
the
they-
whole
great
time.
point.
They think Breland's sitting here.
Like, go wide.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's not here. Oh, yeah, you just go on me.
They think Breland's just sitting here, and we told them, like, hey, we're going to hang out for like 15 minutes.
and
then we'll intro you.
Yeah, the light. It's dark.
Yeah. We'll play the theme song, and then you're in.
and then you come. Yeah. What do they think? He's outside?
No, they
They-
think he's
they
sitting
think
in the
he's-
chair. We're just not showing him.
And we talk about the episode.
I know.
Yeah.
And, like, this episode was He's like,
Yeah, they think he's just sitting there hanging out, and we're
wait,
being rude.
but I feel like, oh yeah, that's hilarious.
Isn't that crazy?
Yeah. Oh, you don't. No, he's not. He's not here.
Yeah, he left.
No, he left.
Yeah.
And we're doing this after.
Yeah, we already did the episode.
But see,
it was
it's
great.
confusing because it plays.
It does.
Before.
It does.
Think about
Hey,
it.
Paul, sit tight right here. We're gonna bang out some AG1 ads. Just sit tight here for a second.
Yeah,
Don't
yeah,
speak.
yeah,
Don't
yeah,
laugh.
yeah.
Don't say anything. Just sit right
Oh,
there. and-
also in when we do the ads in the middle, he's not here.
yeah.
Yeah.
Right.
He's
All
not
right,
here for
don't-
any
Don't
of
give
it.
him all the secrets.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Sorry. No, you're right. He might. Has anyone ever sat in on one?
Yeah.
At the beginning.
Yeah.
At the very beginning.
Yeah.
But yeah, I listened to. Yeah. I'm trying to think if there's something like you were like, dude, you're on TV. You're like, well, no, we filmed that. That was a movie. We filmed it 2 months ago. I'm here now.
Yeah.
I just saw you in the theater. Yeah. Well, it's not live. Right. Yeah.
The commercial I did wasn't live.
Oh yeah, the cover. Dude, I just saw you in a Progressive commercial. You must be in LA. No, we filmed it.
Yeah.
Hold on.
Wait a second.
What?
Why is Patrick Mahomes doing an Allstate commercial at halftime?
Mid-game?
He's supposed to be in
Why
the
they're
lock.
losing? He's not locked in.
He's not locked in. That sounds like a gambler saying that. I'll say that. He's not locked in.
Not betting on Patrick. Mahomes.
Oh yeah, betting on him. Hot episode.
Great episode.
Yeah,
man.
fun. What'd you guys do for Thanksgiving?
I laid low. Parents came over.
Gotta lay low.
So we just hung out and ate a bunch of food.
Well,
I made sure
now
I had
see-
plenty of leftovers so that I could make subs, and so I've been doing that all weekend.
And there's a total of one baby.
One baby.
Oh, dude.
She's getting all the attention.
Yeah, it's game over.
Nice.
Yeah.
There's everybody's and there's one baby.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's the best.
Yep.
Yeah,
it's fun.
and now, yeah. Now you got, no pun intended, now you got a good era
Nice.
coming up.
Nice,
Because,
dude.
no, I remember when in my family, once the youngest became like 16, it was a holiday dry spell until the oldest had a baby. Then you're back. You know what I'm saying? Like when all your brothers and you're like going to Thanksgiving, you're like, it's just adults here.
Right.
These kids should be a part of this.
Right.
And then when somebody has one, now you're set.
It resets the clock.
Yeah, now you're set until somebody. Well, you hopefully maybe. Let me think, because maybe some families don't have any gaps. The one has a baby before the one is 16.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. So we're set until I have another one, or until my brother has one.
You're good.
Yeah, because I don't think
Yeah,
my parents are having it anymore. So
Yeah. Well. Yeah. Don't say it. You heard it here first.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, I was down in. We went down to Atlanta.
Nice.
I was gonna go to the Georgia Tech game. I'm glad I didn't go though.
Why?
We lost in eight overtimes.
Dude,
That
one
would've
of the
been-
greatest games of all time, though.
It would have been an unbelievable game. It was tough to see.
So cool.
I saw Sanford. I went to see Sanford play.
Nice.
That was a good time. And then I went to see the Vanderbilt, Tennessee. Sports.
That was looking good
I
for
think
a
a lot
while.
of
It was.
sports, yeah.
I was in Tuscaloosa for the Bama game.
Were you?
Yeah, and I was watching the Vandy Tennessee game.
Yeah.
In the morning, me and Victor.
Getting after. Yeah.
The vibes were high, and as soon as
Yeah.
we left the tailgate to go to the actual game, I checked the score later, and I was upset.
It went bad. Yeah.
It went bad quick.
Went bad. I would say for everybody, college football versus NFL. College football.
Not even close.
Not even close, dude. The NFL is not good.
Catch me in the playoffs, so I'll come back around. I'm there.
I'm genuinely not interested in the NFL. Like, I'm a Falcons fan, of course, and the Titans fan, but it's bad. It's bad. The product is bad.
Yeah, I know
It's
that's
not good.
Like in my head, Saturdays are football days. Sunday is not.
I'll tell you why.
I'm just
Here's
not in
the
on
reason
it.
why.
Let's
Because
see
the
how you-
NFL makes these primetime games way early.
Yeah.
And they don't change them for anything. So the game that's this coming Thursday is the Titans versus the Steel. Like
Well, no, tonight is
Terrible.
Tonight's game
good-
is trash. It's
Every-
Denver.
They're all trash.
Yeah.
The primetime games are trash. Whereas college is like, Georgia plays Texas,
And we'll see.
6:30 on Saturday.
And we'll
we don't care
see.
who's
Yeah,
there.
yeah, yeah. We'll see. Like, SEC Nation, I did some work for them. They were like, we don't know where we're going this weekend.
Yes.
We'll wait till Monday.
Yes.
Then
Wait
you're
till
like,
the seeds come out, and then we'll
so
go.
you got game day.
Yep.
Who's like, all right, we have the quad reserved, and maybe we have like 4 quads reserved.
Yep.
Yeah.
That's unbelievable.
Yep.
Yeah.
And that flex has been able to put those games on the map.
Yes.
And
Which
you're like,
keeps because every week in the NFL, there's always a good game. It's
Always.
just at noon, and you can't watch it.
Yeah.
Because instead, you have to watch the 2-10 Titans.
I've never
someone else.
I've never seen the Chiefs play except when they played the Falcons on Amazon Prime, and I watched that from the tour bus.
Yeah. Yeah, tonight's Browns-Broncos.
I'm good.
Yeah.
I'm
Good
good.
night.
Hey, you know where I'm
Going to
going? Whiskey Jam. Yeah, or sorry, I don't know. Yeah, yeah. I'm good. Yeah,
American
good.
Idol, dude.
Yeah, American Idol. Speaking of,
Speaking of America.
we had a guest came through today.
Great chat, man.
Breland. He's not here.
He's not here right now.
Yeah, he's not here.
He
just
was.
left. Yeah, unbelievable convo. That was hilarious.
Yeah, I liked it, man.
Man, I always like when you see people and then you get into the inside, the underbelly.
He gave us some insider info
Yeah.
on some stuff. Just some lyrics that got changed last
hilarious.
minute. We got into that. That's great.
I like sometimes when you go, oh, I know that guy, and you're like, not this way. Mm-hmm. And sometimes I feel like people, the guests that we have that maybe haven't, like, you're like, oh, I know them, and they were that. Like, sometimes people, I guess maybe it's the best way to describe it, you know more about it than me, is they don't understand podcasting. Mm-hmm. This is not an interview.
For sure.
It's like you just come in here and chat about whatever we're chatting about.
It's a hangout.
It's a hang.
Yeah.
Yeah, and we're buddies. Come hang with us.
Yep.
And the listeners, you hang with us too.
Yeah.
You know, in like 60 minutes, you're like, I don't know these people, but they're giving me whatever propaganda. Nah, come on, John. Yeah.
He gets it.
He gets,
For
yeah.
sure. That was a great hang.
When I go on a
Donovan,
podcast, I'm like, all right, I got to just, just got to, we'll see what happens.
Yeah.
What a great convo.
So good, man.
We solved the world's problems.
I think we got a few of them at least.
Get into it, ladies and gentlemen. You're going to love this episode. Here's Breland. Welcome into the studio, ladies and gentlemen. We're live, baby, with Breland's in the studio, everybody.
Yeah,
Oh, yeah.
That was a long
That was a long
Well,
like that was-
not the award-winning, multi-platinum album. Let's see. I'm going to go with, I saw that one TikTok where somebody said, this guy's a one-hit wonder.
Yeah.
And then he showed all the
plaques.
yeah.
Oops.
I don't usually like
What
to
had
flex
happened
on
to him.
people.
Nah, you can, though.
But sometimes you have to flex because sometimes genuinely, like, we live in a society where people don't necessarily know. Like,
Yeah.
I'm actually just here to inform.
That's what he came for. No,
I'm doing you a
you're like, hey,
service.
can I come in and tell you all that my intro? I'm like, yeah. Well, my buddy said, I went over to his house. He's a recording artist. I won't say his name, but he said you can't have all the plaques in the entryway, or like you got to have them in the bedroom or the.
Yep. They got to
Right?
be like in the back somewhere.
They got to be like, oh, this thing. It can't.
I want
be.
to put all my plaques in the bathroom.
Interesting move.
Nice.
It's a power move.
Yeah, because you can't be. Yeah, it can't be. You walk in, you see the plaques.
Definitely not.
Yeah.
People
Way
got time
too
to look
showy.
at him in there too.
That's true.
They get time.
It's got to be around the corner. Well, we were talking about, before you got in here, we were talking about what to talk about. And by the way, Eagles, unbelievable run. Outspoken Eagles fan.
We can clap for that. We can clap for
We
that.
can clap for that.
Yeah, good
I
win.
should have said that in his intro. I should have said that.
Yeah, I was
in his
gonna
intro.
say, the Eagles are. I'm not on the payroll.
Yeah.
Just want to specify.
Would take it if they offered it, but just
Well, there is a part
get
of me
involved.
that feels like if I really dedicated a year to it, that I could be a professional punter in the NFL.
A year. Let's see. Yeah, we've had, Brett Kern is a punter for the Titans. I think he's been through here. You could do it.
I mean, I
Long
just don't.
snapper.
Yeah, like there's just certain things that you could do and get really good at without having to be like a prime physical specimen.
Yeah.
Me at 5'8", I thought my sports dreams were over, but I've
Yeah.
seen some punchers in the NFL that I look maybe a little bit more fit than.
Yeah, if everybody's running out of the tunnel, you're like, is that Breland?
Like that would be such a crazy turn of events. But yeah, maybe the Eagles will give me a tryout. Big Birds fan. We're 8 wins in a row. I don't know how many wins in a row it'll be by the time
Yeah.
people see this.
Yeah. It'll
but-
be 8.
it'll be 8.
out this
goes
week.
on Wednesday.
Okay, well, yeah, 8.
It'll definitely be.
But there you have it. Yeah, 8 wins in a row. Glad I can't jinx that.
Yeah. There you go.
Like by the time they see it, we've lost 4 straight, and they're like, "What?"
Do you think like athletes, musicians, and I'll throw comedians into this just because I'm one of them, that all comedians want to be musicians. All musicians want to be athletes. And then like Tony Hinchcliffe was on Jelly Roll's show, and he played drums. Comedian played drums behind,
Wow.
like when he was in Austin. I was like, Man, that's because I know a lot of artists that are like kind of get jokes off during their show.
Oh yeah. I mean, it's a similar skill set for sure. And there's some athletes that are objectively funny as well.
Yeah. The one thing you can't go to, I think you can go. We can't go to athlete. We could see. You could stop by Zany's and do a comedy set.
And you know what? I would be open to doing that. I feel like I could get a good 5 minutes off.
We'll have you in there.
I could get a tight 5, the tightest.
Easy. Yeah,
the tightest 5.
Yeah.
But I think also like, I don't know, which comedians do you think would make great athletes, and what sports would they play?
Gosh, I mean, there's no.
Is it kind of also one of those
Kevin
things
Hart's
where it's
kind of athletic, but he's
Hart's kinda
super
athletic.
short.
is one of those things
Yeah,
too where
he
you can't
can't,
be like
yeah.
in too good a shape as a comedian? You know what I mean?
Yeah,
Like it kind of
that's
throws
true.
it off a little bit.
Yeah.
Can you not be too athletic too? Is there a line there?
Yeah, like if you're like super cut, like
You're not funny anymore.
You gotta
Right.
wear baggy clothes.
Yeah,
You're like,
you gotta hide it.
Yeah.
Because if people know you're ripped, they're not gonna want to laugh.
What
with you.
sadness does this guy have?
you, dude. Sit
Your
down.
life is great. You have
And,
discipline.
Shredded Trent Gillis does not hit the same. Bro.
Yeah. I will say also though, like for comedians and for athletes, it's probably a little harder. I think performances are more difficult because
Yeah.
I don't have like away shows.
Yeah.
You know, like
Interesting.
pretty much for the most part, when I step on a stage, it's either people who came there specifically to see me or
Yeah.
were at least aware that they were gonna be seeing me
Yeah.
when they saw me. You know,
That's what
and
they came
and,
for. Yeah.
and they're
Yeah.
there for a concert and they want to have a good time. And
Yeah.
there's really nothing divisive that I could really do during
Yeah.
my set. I mean, there are things
We're
I
here.
could do,
Yeah.
but like, you know, my set is
Interesting.
pretty regular versus
Yeah.
like, you know, half of the games that you play as an athlete are going to be away games and
Yeah.
people are
Yeah.
actively rooting against you.
Oh, good point. Good point. Yeah.
And then I think with comedy too, it's,
Depends
you know,
on the crowd.
Depends on the crowd.
Yeah.
And shows depend on the crowd, but it's not like the crowd is gonna like boo me.
Never.
Because
Yeah,
I'm
it
not.
sounds like
My
a boo you.
songs aren't gonna be they're not really gonna offend anybody.
Yeah.
Whereas you could tell a joke.
I like
that
a sedan versus a truck. You're like, what?
right.
I'm in sedan country now.
I've been in certain places where you know I have certain intros that I'll use for songs and be like, oh, you know, how many people out there drive a truck? And depending on where you are, it's a lot of people.
Oh yeah.
But then I'll be, you know, I'm playing a show in like,
In Philly.
in London or
Oh, yeah.
something,
Oh, yeah.
and they're like, "What?
What's a truck?
Yeah, they'd have no trucks. You know,
Yeah.
they're like we all took the tube here.
Yeah.
Like,
They don't have trucks in Europe.
no, not really. And why should
Man,
they?
I never
For
thought
what?
about
Yeah.
that.
Trucks are pretty American.
You do go down to like Texas and like everybody. We were in Lubbock.
Yeah,
Lubbock, we performed there 2 weeks ago. First of all, it's all oil. And
Texas
it's
Tech country.
very wide open.
Yeah.
Like big parking lots. You don't have to fit in. You can't even have a truck in Nashville barely.
It's tough to have a truck in Nashville,
Yeah.
but
Oh, yeah, don't my truck and it's in London. They're like, what?
they love
We
it.
won't. They
But
understand.
but they understand what a truck is.
Don't touch my truck.
They've
We
just
won't.
never
We won't.
seen one personally.
I'm thinking about other jobs. If half your performances, like half of your days at work, whatever your
Yeah.
job is, were in front of people booing you.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah, can you imagine trying to be a doctor?
right?
Yeah.
You know,
And there's people like, you stink, dude.
like trying to do like an open heart surgery, and half of the nurses are just hating on you.
This guy sucks. Yeah. Not gonna do. Oh yeah, that's sports.
Road operation today. Yeah, it's gonna be
Dude,
tough
I'm on the
man.
road.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I got to do it live.
everybody's honking at you.
Actively cheering.
Hey, that
against
road
you.
game at St. Jude's hits different, bro.
I got to go to some Syracuse on the other side of town. They don't like us over there.
Yeah, man, you can't. You got it.
I would say who are the most athletic country singers? All I know,
some of them are
is
former athletes. Though.
Sam Hunt.
athletic.
Riley Green.
Riley Green, super athletic. Parker McCollum is athletic.
Chase Rice.
Yeah.
Chase Rice is
Oh, we got
athletic
a lot
for
of
sure.
athletes. What am I talking
Kane
about?
Brown looks pretty athletic.
Yeah. Now you're getting into a little strange
I
territory.
think you
there.
can say that. I don't think we can say
He's half athletic.
I'm glad you said it because we,
You guys can't acknowledge his athleticism.
Kane Brown.
He looks fast,
Just
real
don't,
fast.
don't call him a physical specimen. That's what.
So I'm not allowed to say Shaboozey or
No,
No,
absolutely not.
Kane Brown, half athletic.
Yeah,
Can you say that?
I'd say there's.
No, I play basketball with Kane Brown. He does play. He is athletic. Yeah.
Yeah. I like playing
hilarious,
sports that
dude.
people wouldn't expect.
Yeah.
just to continue to mess things up. I play a lot of tennis.
There you go.
That's my
Nice.
primary sport of choice.
Yeah. Is it?
It is, actually.
I played in college.
Did you?
Yeah, I love playing tennis. You play pickleball now?
No.
Nah, see, dude, stay strong. Dude.
We got to
Stay
set up a
strong.
match. You guys got to play.
That would be great.
When was the last time you played?
I play every Christmas with my brother.
Nice.
Oh, so it's been almost a year.
That's what that means. Yeah.
Okay, you have not played in 2024 at all.
I play
You know how many things
I play
have happened
golf.
in the world since you've played tennis last?
a lot.
Quite a few, man.
A lot of things have happened.
Yeah.
Well, the sports, and everybody listening to this knows sports are tough as you get older because you can, except for golf, you can never be as good as you were.
Yeah,
So it's
golf, you
just
can
declining.
keep getting better.
Yeah, and then you can move. You have a different handicap. You can move tees up. You can move and
Yeah.
it doesn't. It's based on you can always do. You can be 70, and you're like, this is the best
Yeah.
I've ever played.
Absolutely.
And then
Tennis, I feel like, is one, though, that people do try to play as they continue to get older.
It's like you don't have to chase down the balls. You could just get out there and hit if you
You
want to
could
just
just-
get out
yeah,
and hit.
yeah.
But if you want to get competitive about it,
Now I would say tennis is white though.
yeah. That's why I say I like to
Yeah.
I like to play tennis because I think that messes people up. I like to throw frisbees around.
No, that's
That's white. That is white.
Oh,
that's
yeah.
wild. Dude.
Oh, I'm clean with the disc. I've got big disc
Frisbees
energy, man.
I like to throw frisbees around. I didn't see that coming.
No, you didn't.
I
You didn't
didn't see that
expect that. See, that's why I had to get good at frisbee.
Yeah, dude.
Put me out on the green
You want
somewhere.
to throw a frisbee? Yeah, dude. Me and Breland out throwing a frisbee.
Little frawl
I
faction.
can throw.
Oh,
I'm
yeah,
throwing
you know,
these under the
yeah,
leg.
Yeah. Well,
Two
were-
hand, open hand.
Well, you got to do something to. When everybody's out on the road. When you're
Oh,
out on the road,
absolutely.
you got to figure out. We play golf.
Yeah,
Mostly, we just play golf during the day.
you have to figure it out because
Or else you
touring
go
is such an interesting thing. I didn't realize how interesting touring is as a concept until literally last week, right before Thanksgiving. I went and spoke at a career day at an elementary school,
Oh, let's go. Dude.
and
That's a home. That's a home field.
was very much
field.
home crowd.
Yeah.
Well, mostly home crowd. There were
yeah.
a couple kids who were like, "Who's the most famous person that you know?" And I couldn't think of anybody off the top of my head. And they were like, "He doesn't know anyone." I was like, "Yo, third graders, chill out," But I didn't realize how
Telling
cool.
your publicist, hey, go back and tell them.
Yeah, let them know
Yeah.
I know someone famous. I think, but these kids, I'm like telling them about different places that I've been. I was like, I've been to this amount of countries. I've been to, almost every state in the U.S. And they're like, okay, sure. And then I mentioned that for part of the year, I live on a bus, and they were like, what?
Oh yeah, that's.
They couldn't believe it. They're like, so what happens if you have to sleep? I'm like, sleep on the bus. They're
Yeah.
like, what? They're like, what? Well, what happens if you have to use the bathroom? I'm like,
Yeah.
you can use the bathroom on the bus. What happens if you have to shower? Who drives the bus?
No.
What happens when you need gas? I'm like, all right, look. Eventually, their teacher was like, hey, no more questions about the bus. Questions
hung up
about
on the
his
bus.
career, only his career day.
Yeah.
No more questions about the bus. But touring is a weird thing to do.
Very strange.
Like,
Yeah.
for months of the year, you're just you're just a nomad.
You're just out there.
And hoping that people will show up. Have you ever had a show where
Whatever this question is, yes. Whatever the answer.
have you
to
ever
this
had
is.
a show? Because I know you've had. I know you've had sold out shows. Have you ever had a show where like nobody comes?
Yes, dude, tons. Well, here's the only way to survive that with your other. Well, you might be different because the only way to survive those when I was coming up was with a comedian buddy. So if me and my comedian buddy, we already lean towards depression. So this works out well for us. We can talk. Oh, this is terrible. Unbelievable. This is the booker. It's the city. It's this place is trash.
Yeah.
That's kind of part of the misery of comedy.
Yeah.
It's like built into it.
Concept is different. Because
Yeah,
when
you
you have
kinda
like
need
a
a-
sold
yeah,
out show, whether it's in a club or like an arena or
Yeah.
something like that, and I've opened for people in that capacity. I've played my own shows where it's been like that.
Yeah.
But I've also just had certain shows where I'm like, what happened here? Like
What-
we played a show in Norfolk, Virginia,
Yeah.
a spot called the Norva. The Norva holds like 1,200 people.
Oh no.
We sold 81 tickets.
No way.
Clap it up for that. Clap it up for those 81 who showed
Hey,
up for you.
you know what? And I couldn't even be mad because we also sold like.
I feel this secondarily. I feel.
Yeah,
this.
we also on that tour, and we had sold out shows on this tour.
Yeah.
But on that tour, that was the night that we sold the most meet and greet. We sold like 40 meet and greet.
Oh yeah.
And VIP packages, and I was like, "Oh, this is gonna be sick." Gosh. But as it turns out, of the 81 people that showed up, half of them had gotten meet and greet. So I had already met them all before the show, and now I'm there with a group of people that are all acquaintances.
You have to.
It's a family and friends show.
Yeah, I was like, "Dang, this is a family and friends show for real."
There's nobody in Norfolk, Virginia who's kind of a Breland fan. They're either
Yeah,
all the way.
They're
a Breland
all the
fan.
way. They're all massive Breland fans, or they've never heard of me.
Yeah.
Don't want to support.
Ton. Yeah.
Do you know there's only 81? Like, are you backstage and you like kind of peek out there and you know? Or
I was listening. You could tell because I had an opener.
Oh man, I remember.
And I could tell that the opener who came out,
wasn't getting.
it was almost like there was no one there.
Weird.
And I was like, man, like they're really not rocking with the opener.
You're like, this green room is really soundproof. I'm not really hearing much crowd at all. That's so weird.
But I could hear the opener.
really well.
So I step out, and it was just like two neat rows of standing room.
Gosh. Dude, you know what I want to hear from? I want to hear from like fans that listen to this pod that have been like. I want to hear a fan that has gone to one. Not of anybody.
Yeah, like
you know?
if you've ever been to a show with an artist that you were expecting the show to be packed, and there was nobody
And if you
there.
say, don't email if it's me or Breland.
No, I don't want to hear.
no.
I don't want to hear the people who came to Norfolk, Virginia, or wherever we were.
I mean, to somebody to go. Well,
do you feel less cool? Like,
yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, how does that feel?
Oh, I
is
definitely.
it less special?
I sent like a strongly worded
feeling.
email to my agents and was like, "Hey, how did this happen?"
yeah.
No, I mean, if you're a fan, and you show up and you realize, oh, there's not a ton of people here, are you like, oh, this isn't as special, or is it more special because it's a smaller?
I think that the ones who were there, and after the show, I literally just went out and I shook everybody's hand because I was like, I have to. I was like, look, man, like,
hey,
yo, you were here, like, that's
gotta
obviously a blessing. And some, like, how'd you find out about this show? You know, why didn't you bring more people? I'm like, you don't have any friends either.
he's quizzing them.
My fans in Norfolk, Virginia are all lonely.
You have like a survey. How'd you find out about us?
Yeah.
Google. Okay, all right.
But no, I shook everybody's hand, and honestly, they were all like, "This was awesome.
thought it was
like,
awesome. Of
This
course
was
they
this
did.
was like super intimate. Like I was able to make meaningful eye contact with everybody who was there.
You know it because you could count.
I'm gonna probably spend Christmas with them. You know,
I'm coming. Well, I think I saw. I think in this scenario, and I've had a million of them, by the way.
Yeah.
Because I saw Nicki Minaj in this scenario with opening for Lil Wayne.
This must have been like 2009
in Atlanta. No, it was in 2007, 8 or 9, somewhere around there. Where she was opening for him, and there was nobody there.
Wow.
Like there was for his show, but there was when she was there was nobody there, and so I think, but I didn't really think much of it. So I think you're banking on like when you start doing arenas.
Right.
All 81 of those people,
Yeah.
they got it one in the chamber. Go, hey, I
saw him when there was nobody there.
Yeah,
at the
so
Norva.
they're hoping that he does hit
For sure.
and then when he does, they can tell that story for the rest of their lives.
For sure. Like I'm sure there's people who probably certainly there are people who saw like Jelly Roll.
Yeah.
You know, 10 years ago.
2 years ago.
Yeah, I mean, literally
like
a few years ago.
Yeah.
Who, you know, he was probably in really small venues,
Yeah.
whether they were packed out or not, I don't know.
Yeah, for 100%.
But like there are people who can tell that story who
I'm sure everybody.
You know, fast forward now he's, you know, selling out arenas and moving on to stadiums, whatever.
I saw him back when he was whatever band or intro or opener or whatever. I saw him back because everybody that comes through my meet and greets, inevitably that comes up.
Yeah.
I saw you when you were at some church,
Right.
In front of it was like in the youth group,
Yeah.
in like 2010, or something like that. I'm like, I love hearing those stories.
Well, first I was like, hey, thanks for continuing to show up.
Yeah.
And also, like, you're an early adapter. Like, what else are you investing in that I can jump in on now?
The notepad comes out again. And
I feel like, you're ahead of the curve on this.
So you saw, what did you see? Yeah. You should be like, who else are you like?
Who do you have your eyes on? You know,
Who's on the ballot in 28? Who do you got?
Right.
What do you think? Yeah.
Who's winning the Super Bowl this year? It's really, who's winning the Super Bowl next year? Let me know.
I would know. I wonder, as a like a consumer of art, which I'm sure we both are, that who have you been like the longest range of like fandom of?
Like, who did I catch super early?
But like, who were you when you were starting, and then do you still follow? Like, I've been following Cat Williams I saw his first specials and I saw his recent. Like, I would maybe Hillsong. I'm trying to think of who I was in with at the beginning and still rock with.
Justin Bieber at 5,000 subscribers on YouTube.
Huge, bro.
You were?
Nice. That's a great pull.
Really?
Yes. I was in Justin Bieber's first 10,000 subscribers
No
on
way.
YouTube. Yeah.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
You should get a plaque for that.
I should get something
They should
for
give him
that.
a plaque.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's got to count for something.
Yeah.
And that's one that I'm super proud of. And I don't know if and it was because I was thinking about starting YouTube and he was doing a cover of one of the songs that I was thinking about covering. And I was just like, has anyone covered this song?
Yeah.
And he had covered it. And I was like,
And how old was he?
he's a year older than me. I was 12.
Okay.
And he was 13, I think.
Yeah.
And so.
Justin Bieber is a year older than you?
Yeah.
Wow. That's like me and LeBron.
Yeah.
I mean, not
LeBron's a year older than you.
I saw in high school, I watched LeBron. Just shut up, Easton.
This sounds like the type of story that LeBron would tell when he's lying. Just so you know. I just want you to know that you're pulling a LeBron all the time.
Well, the only place this is going is I saw him on TV.
Yeah.
I was not friends with him. I don't know him. Yeah, I said he's the same age
What's
as me.
tough is we all have that story.
I
We
can't
all
know.
I mean, with athletes, it's a little different though, because you see these athletes and you know for sure, like, you could tell, this is like the number one recruit by like the age of 15. And now.
Oh, I'm not saying that I saw LeBron and everybody else thought he wasn't good.
You were just been on him that long.
Like,
But that's the story. That's the story that I want. Like, I want to know who you got in on when nobody was in on it, and then.
Oh, good one. I saw when I had to have been 7, 8. We were on driving like to family Christmas or something.
Yeah.
We were outside at like a payphone at like a gas station, and this guy came. We were like, dude, are you like a basketball player? He goes, next year, look for Jerry Stackhouse, University of North Carolina.
No way.
Yeah. And we thought he said steakhouse. We did, but then we saw. So that must have been. Look up Jerry Stackhouse age, because he was a Vanderbilt coach. We saw him before anybody ever knew who he was. I had to have been.
And he had a great NBA career.
What year was he? 17 years
He's
old.
50.
Yeah.
So he was born in 74.
Okay.
So he would have been going to college
94,
probably around
92.
92.
Yeah. So I would have been. Yeah, 8. Yeah,
that checks out.
I got
That's
the.
it.
Yeah,
Yeah.
let's
I believe
go.
this story.
Got it.
I believe this story. He worked out the math.
Yeah.
I believe that
I was
story.
about 8, and we were so like, and he goes, look for me next year. And we were like, all right. But this is back before, so we didn't have any way to. You just had to. We saw him on SportsCenter. We're like, that's the guy from the gas station.
Yeah,
Awesome.
that is pretty cool.
This week's episode brought to you by Rocket Money. Baby, can you name every single subscription you have? I know I can't name all of mine. And I'm not alone. I just learned over 74% of people have subscriptions they've forgotten about. With Rocket Money, you don't have to remember every subscription or worry about forgetting any, because they're all laid out right there in front of you. Most Americans think they spend $62 per month on subscriptions, but the real number is closer to $300. $300 a month. Imagine how much that is a year. 12, 24, 36, 3,600.
Yes,
I did
sir.
that math live,
Nailed
baby. Homeschool. That's a big difference. Even if you just got a couple subscriptions, fall off your radar. Those reoccurring payments, even if you don't know about them, can really add up. I've always talked about the one I have at the car wash.
Yeah.
And I got to cancel it all the time because
Yeah.
they were like, hey, you want to come through? You get a car wash subscription. And they don't even say, I feel like you had to sign something. They go, sounds good.
Yeah, now they just check you out, and you're like,
Yeah,
all
they
right,
go, you're on, we're getting 1 free month if you sign up, and then they just swipe it.
Yep.
And that's it.
Yep.
And you don't know. Do you check your bank account?
Nope.
Ever?
Not as much as I should.
I know, dude. I'll be checking it maybe once every quarter.
Yeah.
Every quarter, I scroll through it. Manage your finances can feel complicated and time-consuming, right? But it doesn't have to be. Rocket Money simplifies everything, making it so easy to see exactly what's happening with your finances, track your spending, and give you full control over all of it right from that iPhone, ladies and gentlemen. Or, I didn't mean to say iPhone, so I don't mean to advertise for another product within the advertisement. Rocket Money is a personal finance app that helps cancel your unwanted subscriptions, monitors your spending, and helps lower your bills so you can grow your savings. Rocket Money has over 5 million users and has saved a total of, listen to this, $500 million in canceled subscriptions, saving members up to $740 a year when using all of the app's features. It's unbelievable. Get in that app. Get to see what it's all about. It's unbelievable. It's helped us save a ton of money here. Stop wasting money on things you don't use. Cancel your unwanted subscriptions by going to rocketmoney.com/netpositive. Everybody's going to do that in January 1st anyway.
Mm-hmm.
Do it now.
Get ahead.
Do it in December.
And then, save yourself some money for the holidays.
And then you land and you're already rich.
Yep.
That's their copy. They said if you get Rocket Money, you will be rich.
Yes.
Just kidding. They didn't say that. But rocketmoney.com/netpositive is where you need to go. rocketmoney.com/netpositive or hit the link in the episode description. Manscaped, baby. Welcome back. The chairman, everyone. This episode is brought to you by the global leader in men's lifestyle and grooming. Every man knows the unbeatable feeling of a fresh barbershop shave. Oh, yeah. Now, what if I told you would no longer have to wait weeks or even months between appointments to experience it? Introducing, I love when they got new products, Manscaped's newest innovation, the Chairman, baby. Pro Electric Foil Shaver, the game-changing tool that brings the luxury of a professional shave right into your home. Whether you're after the daily silky smooth finish or prefer maintaining a rugged 5 o'clock shadow like ya boy, the Chairman Pro Electric Foil Shaver is your go-to for precision and style every time. Head over to manscaped.com and join over 1 million plus 10 million for a total of 11 million.
More simple math.
Dude,
More straight math, dude.
Worldwide who trust Manscaped by using code positive. That was wild, dude. At
What
Manscaped,
a crazy way to say 11 million.
Well, I read
1 million plus 10 million.
I know, there's a lot. They're like, who's writing these? At manscaped.com for over 20% off free shipping. And listen, ladies, this is what you need for the holidays for your man.
Yes.
Get them the Manscaped setup. Every time, and plus these are one of those gifts that, sometimes you buy something for a gift and you're like, well, now I got to do the wrapping and I got to do the whole presentation of it. Because socks don't prepare well. Right. I got to wrap them in a thing and then I got to put a Starbucks gift card in there just because this is the Manscaped. You get this, it stands alone.
Dare I say, John, the packaging for Manscaped?
Yeah.
It's sexy.
It's very sexy.
It really is.
You might not even have to wrap it.
I don't think you do.
Leave it in whatever it came to your house in.
As is.
Throw that in.
Mm-hmm.
Put a label on it. Put it under the tree.
Yep.
Unbelievable. I got one. The Chairman Pro. Get it today and experience the shave that is smooth as you deserve. Get 20% off plus free shipping with the code NETPOSITIVE at manscaped.com. That's 20% off plus free shipping with the code NETPOSITIVE at manscaped.com or hit the link in the episode description below. Yeah, rocking with, we have like sometimes in my analytics, like on my management, it'll show me like our Instagram or whatever.
Yeah.
And you have like, let's say you have like 20,000 new follows, but you actually had 40,000 new and lost 20.
That's true.
So you're like, it's a net 20. And my manager always says,
net positive.
Hey, let's go, dude.
He said it.
That's why he's out here.
What do I win for
That's
this?
what
Plaque.
yeah.
Another plaque coming to you.
Thank you.
He said a new fan is always like more excitable and more engaging than one that's been there for forever.
Yeah. Old fans are like, I've heard you make jokes before.
Yeah, we've seen this before. A new fan, like, dude, we just found out about this guy.
Oh wow, these are new jokes.
Which is wild because the circles we live in, we think everyone like knows of us, but they don't.
Yeah, a lot of times they don't.
No,
pretty much almost never do.
No,
in the world, like
in the world, yeah.
We're talking about there's billions of people in the world. Like nobody knows us.
No, well,
nobody.
Nate
knows
Bargatze, who's a good buddy of mine, that he's been on SNL twice, and like he does the NBA arena.
Yeah.
And in general is unknown.
He's very
the
well.
the biggest.
Yeah.
You're like, who? they would probably think that a lot of people think that about Jelly Roll.
Yeah.
About Morgan.
Yeah.
They go, what?
And it depends who you ask. Because, like, there's certain people that I'm like, oh, yeah, I would assume that everybody knows this person. And then I talk to my parents, and they're like, no.
Theo's the craziest one to me when people don't know that name.
Yeah, I mean,
to me, it's like he's one of the biggest dudes on earth. And
Theo's incredibly popular in certain circles.
Yeah.
But, like, my parents have never heard of Theo Von.
Yeah.
And we had this conversation because there was something that came up, and I was like, oh, yeah, I think Theo Von's a part of that. And they were like, who? And I was like, Theo Von. I showed them the video. They were like,
no. Doesn't that blow your mind?
It's crazy.
So Theo, you got to do better with middle-aged black
look to
people.
the camera, dude.
You got to do better with middle-aged black people because that market doesn't know you at all. Even a little bit.
Because you're like, the algorithms, I feel like, mess with us.
Yeah.
Because you're like, well, in my sphere.
In your sphere, your people
like,
see you all the time.
Nope. And then sometimes people will be like, come up to me, they're like, you still doing comedy? I'm like, what? Like I just had the biggest tour of my life.
That's true.
It's
true.
They have no idea.
And it's all just depends on what hits you where, and like where people see you is also part of that equation too. Yeah. Like there are people who, like I've been working on a project with Jimmy Butler.
Yeah, we saw a little bit of it.
Yeah, and there's like I made a cameo appearance in Starting 5 on Netflix.
Yeah, we saw that. Yeah.
Which for some people maybe that's the only time that they've seen me in some months, you know? And I've had people that I've run into and they're like, dude, Starting 5. You're the guy from Starting 5. I was like, I'm not.
The guy from Starting 5.
I'm so much more
they're
than
like,
that.
oh, you're like the Jimmy Butler guy. I was like, that can't be.
You're Jimmy's
be
boy, right?
Yeah. I can't possibly
After
be
all
reduced
this,
to this. That said, though, if people do see me with Jimmy somewhere, like it does look a little bit father and son. A little bit.
Oh yeah, you guys are collabing on like a family.
Yeah. Well, I've gotten some weird questions over the years because I do a lot of press, and I don't know if you were in this interview. I did an interview with E.T. once, and me and Keith Urban were putting a song out.
All right.
And the question that I got was, is this like a father-son type relationship? Like what types of things has Keith been able to teach you as like a father figure? That was the question. That was the question that I got asked.
That's wild.
And I was like, well, my father's pretty present in my life.
One already.
I have one. Gerard is great.
First name.
Yeah,
he
like
adopted you from Haiti.
Yeah,
or something
right.
to do
Yeah,
the song.
I was like, this is not
Is
like
that how they meant it?
That I don't know how they meant it,
they meant it
but
like
it definitely wasn't like a blindside situation. This is not a Sandra Bullock situation, and that's what I felt like the implication was.
Yeah.
I was like, I don't think I like this question.
You're like, I asked him to collab. He didn't.
Yeah,
ask
I
me
was like,
to
I think
collab.
Keith is like a good like neighbor. You know, I think more than like.
Like that Drewski memes. Now, what do you mean by that?
Yeah,
that's the issue.
yeah.
Now, what do you mean by that?
I've got a bunch of those. I went out to Brazil a couple weeks ago. Went out to Brazil, was speaking on a couple panels, and was flying back. And they flew me first. I want to be clear that I did not pay for this first class ticket.
All right.
But I'm flying first.
The 81 people in Norfolk.
They'll be like, he can't afford that.
We can vouch. He did.
We can vouch. Yeah. No, I definitely didn't. But I'm on a first class flight from Brazil back to the States. And it's, Delta One, whatever. I come on the flight, and my flight attendant, she was like, would you like anything?
Yeah.
And I was like, I think I'm just good with water. And she was like, really? And I was like, yeah. She was like, well, just know that you're in first class now. You can have whatever you want. And I was like, what do you mean? What do you mean by that? Like,
what do you mean by that?
I'm like, do you think that that's
a great example. That's
some benevolent benefactor, like
Richie Rich,
like Daddy Warbucks, is sitting in economy now and gave this seat, saw me come on and was like, let's bless this kid, and
you're one of us now.
And I started walking up here, didn't know what was gonna happen. Like, well, what are my options? What all can I get? Like, y'all got video games, like this is not my first time.
You guys
up
have
here.
Sky Soda?
Yeah,
Wow.
Yeah, like I was supposed to be impressed. The way she said it, I was like, nah, I know how this works.
Yeah. She brings you a Coke. She's like, and you can have the can. You're like,
What? The whole can? You're not gonna water it down in a cup with ice?
What do you mean by that? Yeah.
Like,
What do you mean by that?
yeah, I get
Is
it.
that the
man.
worst
That's a
radio
perfect
question
example.
you've been asked? The one with Keith?
No, I've been asked worse questions than that.
What's the worst one you got?
Let me think. The worst question I've been asked. I've had people ask me personal questions about other people's marriages.
Wow. That's wild.
Who are like going through a tough time, and I'm like, don't ask me that. I'm not in this marriage.
Hey.
Ask this if you wouldn't ask this person that when they came here, don't
do you
ask
think?
me that question
And
on their behalf.
I'm here to run promo right now, please.
Yeah, I was like, I was trying to promote my new single. I don't care about
I
this
have nothing to
person's
I have
affair.
nothing to contribute to that.
Yeah.
Mine is always the like I did. There's a story about me in when I used to work at Chick-fil-A about stirring up the lemonade with my hand.
Mm-hmm.
It's like I don't know. And every time I like on a TV, like local television,
Yeah.
you can tell they went to your Wikipedia.
Yep.
35 seconds before we went live,
Yep.
they saw that and go, so tell me about how you got fired from Chick-fil-A. If I ever get asked that,
You're like,
I know
you didn't do your research.
they didn't know research.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's the first thing that came up.
You're like, are you serious? That's such a funny story.
No, you're right, dude. I've seen.
Terrible.
I've seen.
What do you mean
I've
by
gotten it all.
Yeah.
I've gotten some odd questions. I also get weird questions. I think when you do like meet and greet style stuff,
Oh, yeah. Tons of them.
people come out
Yeah.
and ask. I've had weird interactions.
They always be wanting me to hold them or like don't want to do some kind of pose or
Yeah.
something. I'm like, hey, this is.
Well, I had a girl who came to a show and she was like, "I'm a huge fan of yours,
Yeah.
but I want you to know that I have photosensitive epilepsy, and I probably shouldn't be here right now, but I'm excited to be here." And I was like, "That's a lot of pressure on me,
Well, yeah.
because now I'm like watching you, and I could see where she was at. She had meet and greet, so she was right in the front during the show.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
We were in Ohio, and I'm like, if she has a seizure during this show, it's not gonna be a good show anymore."
It's going to go.
Because I'm
bad.
thinking about it
Somebody get
during
an eye on
the
her.
show, and I'm like, not that we have crazy lighting or anything, but and then after this, after the show, we're like driving out, and she's like walking to her car, and so I like roll the window down. I was like, "Hey, no seizure tonight?" She was like, "No seizure. I'm having a good time." I was like, "Let's go." And then her
Amen.
sister was like, "Hey, are you gonna follow us on Instagram?"
Oh,
And I was like, "Oh, like,
yeah. I usually say yeah.
I was like, yeah, like I might." And she was like, "If you don't, you suck." I was like,
Got you, bro.
I don't.
Slam.
I feel like I just actually protected your sister from having a
Yeah.
seizure.
I just saved your sister's life.
I might have,
Now I got to follow her on Instagram.
because I could have been like, turn the lights up extra. Like if it was like one of my ops,
Defense.
like
Yeah.
somebody I
Spotlight
wasn't
right here
rocking
in the
with.
front.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like
Oh. Well, you didn't meet and greet. You didn't meet and greet before the show.
I usually I do it
See,
before
I do
the
it
show.
after.
I would rather probably do it after, because I feel like when I do it before the show, if I have a weird interaction,
Then you go out there and they see you.
then I'm gonna be thinking about it
got
during
it.
the show,
Yeah.
and I don't want to know this much information.
Does
about
everybody else
people.
do them before the show?
I think with music, it is typically before the show.
Really? Mm-hmm. Yeah, I can't be. I can't be meeting anybody before the show.
I would rather do it after the show, because
then you're hyped up.
and here's the question that not even a question, it's a statement that I usually get if I do meet people after the show is, "Yeah, I didn't know anything about you before I came here."
Unnecessary.
Unnecessary. And then they'll follow it up and be like, to be honest, I thought it was gonna suck. And I'm like, wow.
Unnecessary.
Oh, for sure.
Nice to meet you.
What? Yeah. And then they're like, but it was all right. I had a good time.
That's why you're leaving me?
so
That's-
cool.
that's
And
why
I'm
you're
like,
leaving us?
you should just live with that.
Yeah.
Hey,
Just say I had a good time.
I had a good time.
Yeah.
And then I would be like, thanks.
Yeah.
I'm glad you had a good time. You leave with that, and now I'm questioning everything.
You just got to Uno reverse it and be
what
like,
part?
when I saw you coming up in line, I thought you were going to suck. So
knew
And I
you
was
were-
right.
And I was right. Yeah.
Yeah, well, I didn't know anything about you when you
Yeah.
walked up here either.
Zero.
So
Dude, you know what all these horror stories make me think?
What?
I feel like me and you,
yeah,
we should go back to where we started at church.
let's do it.
Come on. I mean, did you start in church?
Yeah,
was your
I
dad
mean-
was a minister or
Yeah, my parents, my dad is like worship leader.
all right,
and
my dad
parents
was a pastor.
Okay, yeah.
Yeah.
And my grandpa, my mom's dad, is like a Southern Baptist preacher.
Yeah.
He's hooping and hollering, like, put me in E.
Oh, yeah.
He'll tune up. He'll sit down at the organ
Now,
himself.
I don't know what you mean, but when you say put me in E, I do not know what that means.
So a lot of times black pastors like to preach with melody.
Okay.
And so God said that he wanna be my and now they're gonna tune up and there's chords that will there's chords that will be played under that. And so they'll be like, oh, put me in this key, and then whoever's playing an instrument, usually keys or organ, will then go into that key and then start playing to support them so they can really kind of ramp up for the end of the
look
sermon.
up that from last week. Can you find the original?
Yeah, I can try to find it.
I don't know if you can have the,
I think you
the
texted
screen
it to
up.
me.
Yep.
Is that a thing?
See if we can find. No, there's this pastor that is like. Could you get it on the screen or no?
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah, just give me a sec. Go ahead. Tell the story.
Right. Well, all right. So this is we have this segment in the pod called "What Them Christians Doing."
Yeah.
So people send in when Christians doing something wild. So it's basically a white woman, but preaching at a black church.
You gonna fry some chicken? You gonna need some. You gonna fry some fish? You gonna need some. You gonna fry some vegetables? You gonna need some. You gonna fry some bacon? You need some.
Wait for it.
No. You don't need no oil when you fry bacon, cause what? Bacon has its own oil. I want you to look over at somebody and say, "Me like bacon, baby." Every time the heat is applied, you just produce your own oil. You just produce your own oil and become what you were meant to be. You produce your own oil and allow others to taste and see that the Lord is good.
I'm not gonna lie. First off,
Shout out.
she ate.
Love that. She ate that.
She was cooking with that one.
Yeah, she was. All right. So
that.
Yes. Yes. Precisely that. That's like the style of church that my grandpa comes up in. Our churches are more like I grew up more in the non-denominational churches, kind of multiracial, multi-ethnic. You know, congregation.
Once the pastor comes up, the musicians sit down.
Yes.
Yeah.
Not a whole lot of activity going on from there. You might get some soft piano as he's closing out, you know. But yeah, my parents are gospel singers, so I came up in that world. Until I was 14, I didn't listen to any secular music at all.
Same.
And so now, when I put out music, there are certain songs that I have written for other people in the R&B hip hop space that I won't even let my parents listen to.
Really?
Oh yeah. Like I've done songs for like Chris Brown, Ty Dolla $ign, Trey Songz. Yeah. They can't listen to any of those.
You got
none of it. And if I post it, like if it has like a parental advisory on the artwork, that means that my parents can't listen to it. That's what that means, because I don't need them to know about any of those songs. But I absolutely came up singing in church, and it's a big part of why I sing the way that I do, why I sound the way that I do. The types of melodies, harmonies, runs that I do are all super gospel coded.
Oh yeah,
absolutely.
That Thomas Rhett song for sure.
Yeah, praise the Lord for sure.
Yeah.
And there's always a fine line of like, if I do something, like, will people get it or not? But I felt like that song was like down the middle enough. Praise the Lord was down the middle enough that people would understand it, even if that's not their church tradition.
If Christians maybe think that's like, did anybody think that was disrespectful?
Some people thought it was disrespectful because it says I might turn up on Saturday, but first thing Sunday morning I praise the Lord. A lot of people don't like that, but I think the people that don't like that because I'm talking about.
Luke Bryan says that all the
time. I'm talking about them. That's why they don't like it, because they feel attacked. They're like,
we cuss on him Monday, sing on him Sunday. That's not the words. I'm messing that up.
But basically, like, I was like, I'm not the first person to acknowledge that trope.
No,
in a song,
Saturday night and Sunday morning.
Yeah, that's absolutely like a staple of country music.
Yeah.
So I didn't really feel like it was offensive. Now, the original line was, might get drunk on Saturday, first thing Sunday morning, I praise the Lord, and I changed it.
Yeah, see, for the parents, we
can't. I changed that one. Well, I also felt like get drunk was unnecessary.
Yeah,
like,
what's the line now?
Might turn up. Because turn up, it still leaves some element of interpretation. Like turn up, I could just be turning up the music.
Yeah. Get out of here, dude. hey, Breland.
Yeah, man, cool.
Hey, Breland 2028.
I was going to say, it might just be turning up the music. I was like, hey, Breland, we're not your parents.
Yeah, I know.
It's okay, man.
No.
Yeah, the original
it's like me listening to Kanye West. Jesus walks. He's Christian.
He did.
Yeah.
Mom.
No.
He's Christian.
There was another line in Praise the Lord that also ended up getting changed that people don't even know about.
Yeah.
What was that?
I said the original, and this is see, because things change as we learn more.
Dude, can't wait to hear what
as
this
history moves forward, we learn more.
Sounds like a white guy apologizing.
I'm just getting ahead of it. The original lyric was, praise the Lord for Southern women, Hemi engines, crispy chicken. Praise the Lord for East Atlanta, country grammar, and my Nana.
Yeah.
And in that second stanza, it was praise the Lord for East Atlanta, Aunt Jemima, and my Nana. Which, this was before... This was before they became the
this
Pearl
is white guys apologizing.
Yeah, no, because I make, if anyone who's followed me on Instagram for a long time, I make pancakes. That is a thing that I
make pancakes.
I can't cook a lot. I can't cook a lot of things.
Yeah.
But I really am good with breakfast foods because it's hard to mess up, and I make really great pancakes. And there was a whole thing going on through the pandemic.
Yeah.
I was making pancakes every day, challenging people on social media to like see if they can make a prettier pancake than me.
Yeah.
And so I was like, oh, that would be a funny line, throw Aunt Jemima in there. And then literally like 2 weeks after we wrote the song,
hey, bud.
2 weeks after we wrote the song, there was the whole thing of like, no more Aunt Jemima.
Oh, this is right about the same time.
Literally, yeah, it was right before that happened that we had that lyric. And I texted the co-writers, like sent them the article of like, Aunt Jemima's not a thing anymore. Now it's like the Pearl Milling Company or something.
Yeah.
And I was like, we got to change that line. Because I didn't want people to feel like I was like, this song is not supposed to be controversial. Like, I don't want people who are like, oh, he's trying to support stereotypes. I'm good.
But at least you wrote it, not Thomas Rhett.
Yeah. But no, initially why I was like, I have to change it is because I knew I was going to get Thomas on the song.
Yeah.
And I didn't want him to get caught in the
You would have just
crossfire.
walked him right into a buzzsaw.
Dude, yeah, you can't do that. I gotta protect my collaborators and make sure they're not saying things on songs that they shouldn't be saying.
Wait, what's the chorus? Praise the Lord.
Praise the Lord for Southern women, Hemi engine, crispy chicken. That one was already pushing it. Then praise the Lord for East Atlanta, Aunt Jemima, country. Get out of here. They would have had Thomas out of here. And this was 2021.
They were looking for it.
He wouldn't have put out any more music. So
it's like, how sometimes the artist like does the, they're like, hey, so-and-so's not here. Post Malone's not here tonight, but I wrote this song for him. But you're like, that one, Thomas Rhett's like, Breland's not here, but you're like, no, he has to be here.
No, I have to do that one.
You can't do this one on your own.
No.
The camera has to pan to you, and you go like this. It's okay.
It's all good.
We're good.
Yeah. So Aunt Jemima did not make the final cut of that song.
Southern women and Aunt Jemima.
And for good reason.
Yes.
That is the great story, dude.
That's awesome.
Well, there is certain things that like you go, I don't know, I said it back then, but I wouldn't say it like retroactively canceling people.
Yeah,
it's like, well, we didn't know it then.
Yeah,
and
we
know
can't.
Isn't that progress?
We can't.
That's
there's certain things that we can't know until we know it.
We didn't know it until we knew it.
Like, there's certain things that if you say certain things in 2000, versus 2024, like I don't think that you should go back and find. What you should do is this is how this should work. Okay.
Tell us.
You go back and you find a clip where someone's saying something wild.
Yeah.
And then you just ask them, do you still feel this way?
Yeah.
And if they say no, then you leave it alone.
Yeah. That's it.
Because, I've learned, just like we all have learned since that has happened. A lot of people felt this way then.
Yeah.
I don't feel that way anymore.
Clipboard Breland. Yeah, he's back. Yeah, so do you still feel this way?
Do you still feel this way?
No.
And if the answer is yes, that's different.
If the answer is yes, that's wild.
That's why. And if the answer is yes, that is wild.
That's crazy.
But if the answer is, oh no, I don't feel that way.
That's a wild.
I didn't even really feel that way when I said it. I just thought it was would be funny to say it,
Yeah.
in 1992 when I said this and when everyone was saying that.
Yeah.
Not saying that anymore.
It
Then
don't work like
we're
that anymore.
good.
Yeah. Well, I feel like
Especially with comedy. That's the one where I'm like,
it's all
if you go back to any stand-up special from the 90s,
Yeah.
if you listen to anything, I'm talking about like the Eddie Murphys and the Jamie Foxxes of the
way
world.
out of
and
bounds.
they were talking crazy.
But they're not canceled because they're
No.
like, I don't say that anymore.
Yeah, because it's a medium that is meant to evolve, right?
I feel like hip hop's like that a little bit. Is it?
Hip hop is like that too.
Yeah.
Rick Ross once said in a song that was popular 10 years ago.
Yeah.
He
Do you know what
said
this is gonna be, Alex?
he said slipped a Molly in her drink. She didn't even know
She
it.
ain't even know it.
She ain't even know it.
That's wild.
And they put it out.
I'm pretty sure it was like it was a main line. It was like the hook of the song.
That was a
basically.
label release. They
No,
went,
it was a
yes.
single. It was a hit. It was a hit.
You still believe this? Yes. Wow.
Now
dude.
look,
Yeah, bro.
if
for
he's
sure.
still slipping, I don't think he should have ever been slipping Molly's in the drink. But I think saying that in the song, I don't think he
was
was
in the 2000s.
I don't think he would have
You could
said
do
that. I don't
back
think he would have
then.
said that he slipped a Molly in the drink
Yeah.
in 2024.
No, probably not.
No
I don't
way.
think I don't think people are as open to date, rape, drugs
Nah.
in songs.
That was pre-Cosby.
in 2024.
That's what that was.
That was pre-Cosby.
That was
for
BC
sure.
before Cosby.
Apparently,
VC
people
is
have
nuts.
tightened up on that topic.
Yeah.
Yeah, but I'm like, that was nuts that he said that on that song.
Yeah.
Insane.
And we were all cool with it. But like, there's certain Drake lyrics that I would look at and be like, when like 20, maybe 18 or 19 when he had that song, I was like, Kiki, do you love me?
No, yeah.
On that song, he says, high school pics, you was even bad then.
Yeah, that's a wild bar.
I don't like that bar.
I don't like that.
What do you mean by that?
What do you mean by that?
Were you also in high school?
Wait,
Is that what you
were-
meant?
You were in your 30s.
Yeah, are we both rewinding here?
Yeah,
or is
like,
just
how does
she's
this-
rewinding?
And
That's a
speaking
great
of
point.
rewinding, I think we got to redo anything that involves time travel. Like, there's a lot. Time travel is such a popular
Yeah.
like concept in sci-fi and in film and TV. I would love to time travel, but I want to time travel and look like John when I do it. Like,
You mean my facial hair?
yeah, that's
Yeah,
my
right, yeah,
No,
yeah,
'cause
yeah,
I,
yeah.
I don't want to like. I would love to be able. Like, I don't. This is where these things matter because I don't want to time travel as me.
I feel like this is like a Family Guy cutaway. Like
I'm
you'd be
like-
like, I finally invented travel back,
like-
and they're like, come here.
Yeah, exactly. That. Like, I don't want to time. Like, there's certain things that I would love to see, but I'm not trying to go back to the 1920s
Yeah.
as me.
Yeah.
I want to go back to the 1920s as you.
Yeah, I'm gonna watch.
Because it's going to be a much different experience
Yeah.
for me. Like, I can't go back to, I would love to see what was going on during like the American Revolutionary War. I'm a history buff.
would
But
love to
as a
see
history buff, I also know that I don't want to go back there as me.
Yeah. No.
It's not safe.
This is in your 5-minute set that you're
I'm
gonna
going
do
back
with
as
Zanies.
That's your
I'm
thing.
going
This is
back
in it.
as John.
Yeah.
I want
If I time travel, I have to be able to choose who I'm time traveling as.
I thought you meant somebody like that's age 40. Is that what you meant?
No.
Go back far enough, you're dead by 40.
Well, isn't it, dude? Because like Eminem came out at the DNC, didn't
Yeah.
he?
You did.
And he said like wild stuff like this year.
Yeah.
Like his new album is.
Oh yeah.
Maybe
But I will say that
we
within the
separate.
context of music and comedy and art in particular,
Yeah.
I do feel like we have to be able to.
athletes too. They're like, I'm an athlete.
It's different.
It is.
It's different because athletes are just supposed to like. What I mean is that within the context of what you do, right?
Yeah.
If a comedian is on stage and they say something that's like wildly inappropriate,
Yeah.
I don't really think that they need to apologize for
I'm
that.
a comedian. Yeah.
I think it's a comedian. Now, if they say something outside of their profession, like if they're just doing an interview and they say something wild in an interview,
Yeah.
that's a little different
Okay.
than saying something wild during your set.
While you're doing.
Which
the
I
thing
think
you do.
also in music, there are things that you would say, in a song that you probably wouldn't say. Like, okay, there's certain things that a rapper might say
Yeah.
in a song that I imagine they wouldn't say on trial.
Young Thug.
Yeah, correct. Right. Like where I'm like in the music, you can talk about certain
'Cause it's
things,
art.
whether
It's
they're
art.
yeah, because it's art. Like you're telling a story that may or may not be true.
Yeah.
So you're not like on the record as like this is my position on this. It's interpretive. It's meant to be, it's meant
Yeah.
to entertain people so that premise of that is different. So I think with athletes, it's a little different because their platform doesn't lend itself to creative expression in the same way.
Breland says athletes should shut up and dribble. That's what I'm hearing.
Yeah.
LeBron's going to be mad at both of us now.
Well, what happened with with the Cody Johnson thing at the CMAs? So his producer said something about
his
Shaboozey.
producer came up out of nowhere.
I don't know.
And
about
said,
this.
okay.
I
So
know
he was
about
up for like record of the year.
Yeah.
or something.
Shaboozey or Cody Johnson? Or
Cody
both?
Johnson.
Both.
I think
doesn't
Cody
matter.
Johnson
Yeah,
was
Cody-
also up for like single of the
Cody
year.
Johnson
Something.
won.
Cody
Cody
Johnson
Johnson
won.
won.
Whatever category. I'm not sure if Shaboozey was in that category or not, but he was nominated for multiple awards that night. I think in categories
there,
that Cody
performed.
was up for.
That's what it was.
Was there, he performed, and the co-writer came up and said something along the lines of, Cody Johnson has been doing this for a long time, and he's been kicking Shaboozey for years.
What do you mean by that?
Yeah.
What do you mean by that?
I don't know.
What do you mean by kicking Shaboozey? First off,
That's what it was. I saw it on Reddit.
yeah.
And
What
it was
what
like-
did you
it
mean
was-
by that? And
yeah.
also, like, you know, from a Cody Johnson perspective, I'm sure Cody was sitting there like, yikes. You know, like I've had situations where I've, you know, even like during the holidays, like, you know, my dad might be liable to say something that he shouldn't say in a setting, you know, where like,
Oh yeah.
when the certain things come up and I'm like, you know, he's in his 60s. He's a boomer. Like,
We've learned.
I don't want him to talk super freely around people that we don't know super well, because he's liable to say something. And it felt like one of those kinds of moments where like people are coming at Cody and it's like, yo, all Cody was doing was giving this dude an opportunity to talk, and
Cody's like, I don't
he
know.
didn't have the opportunity to preface this and say, well, before I don't know what the dude's name was, but before I let Bill come up and talk,
Yeah. Let me.
he's a little wild. Bill,
I think it was
the
like,
floor is yours. You know,
it
like
sounded like he was like, I've been like kicking booty, but he said kicking is it right?
Kicking shit. I don't know what he
It
means by
was
that.
racist.
I don't know. I can't speak
Kicking
to.
is
I can't
a-
speak to his intentions,
I've been
but
kicking booty.
the optics
I've
were-
been kicking
the-
shabooty, but I don't know.
the optics were bad.
Either way, don't say that.
It didn't look good. It didn't look good. It didn't sound good. And if I were Shaboozey, like if he had said that about me, like, oh yeah, I've been kicking Breland for years, it would have been a different situation. I'm Kanyeing this. I'm going on stage. I'm going on stage. I'm gonna say, hey, I'm gonna let you finish. But what did you mean by that?
Yeah.
What do you mean by that? Yeah, I think Cody Johnson. Either way, it's like who's talk what who why is.
But like, it's not like that dude was speaking for Cody.
yeah, don't say wild stuff.
Unless he wasn't speaking for Cody. I'm just saying. But like, that's always the risk when you let someone else speak without what they're saying being scripted. You're always running the risk
of saying something.
of someone saying something wild.
He's a co-writer. The guy who said this.
I think like
so
a
he's not
producer.
usually an in front of the camera guy
Correct.
either. So
Yeah,
it's like,
And that's also part of it. Like, I think as artists, like, we have publicists. We've been through some level of media training. I might get a little off color at times because I think I'm funny.
Yeah.
And, you know, at times I might have to be like, okay, like, I probably shouldn't say that.
Right,
but,
yeah,
like,
probably
it's
should
always
be
going to
right.
be within reason. But, like, if I were to just let all of my co-writers or, like, people that friends of mine just, like, come
Hey,
up on
hop on the
stage
mic.
and
Yeah.
hop on a mic and say something, and it's just going to be on the record for millions of people to watch, that's a risk.
A huge risk.
That's a huge risk that
I
you're
think
running.
the funniest that when I don't remember if you remember this. It was probably back in 2020. It was at Red Door.
Okay.
It was me, you, and I don't know who. I'm trying to think of who else it was. But dude,
Yes, I do remember this.
You remember this?
Was it Josh Black?
I don't remember what. Yes, and we were dying, dude. But and none of that. We were talking about all these other countries, and none of that should be on a microphone.
No, we were just
ever.
just laughing and joking around,
And it was
all in good
because
fun.
we were there. Me and Josh were there, and then
Yes.
you came in, and
Yes.
then we started, and you started. I was
Joking.
dying, dude.
having fun.
It had to have been 2020
20 or 2021, maybe.
because it's post COVID.
It's post COVID. Yeah, because we were outside, so it's probably 2021. Let's just say it was 2021.
Yeah.
We weren't outside.
And I
in
have the
2020.
transcript of what we said. Do you still believe this? Next week's guest is Cody Johnson's producer. Yeah, you still
Bring
believe
him
it?
on. Yeah, ask him if he regrets anything about his CMA night.
kicking Shaboozey.
Well, Dizzy, we were gonna ask before you walked in here about, do you think with the way that the award shows are now, do you think the awards matter?
Depends.
Okay.
To me, I think there are maybe too many awards for one genre of music.
Of country. Yeah.
Like we've got
That's a lot of
we've got
shows.
the CMAs, the CMTs, the ACMs, the ACM honors, the Country People's Choice Awards.
That's a new one.
That's a new one on NBC and Peacock.
Yeah.
I'm not here to advertise it. I just happen to have nothing to do.
8/7 Central.
I can't even. That just rolled up. They need to pay me for this now. I don't even know why that happened.
Right after NCIS.
Yeah.
Coming this fall.
New season of The Rock is coming on, airing right after that.
Use code Brilliant for 10% off your Peacock.
Yeah, I don't know why that happened. I'm sorry about that. But you have that's a lot of award shows for one genre of music. Like I think you probably could narrow it down to two, and I'm not gonna say which two.
But then all the Grammys have.
And then you
country.
also have the Grammys that represent country. You also have the the Billboard Awards, the iHeart Awards that have country awards within it. So like we're talking like 8 awards that you could win for the same song.
Yeah.
Which feels like if I had a song that won like for the year that like I was on Beers on Me with Dierks Bentley and Hardy.
Great song.
Yeah, it's a great song.
Is that when Dirks kind of mentored you?
Yeah, he was a father figure to me.
That's nice of him, dude. That's nice of him.
But like during that time,
Breland was a mentor. I'm
like,
older than him.
You're pretty.
Hardy,
you're pretty much
Hardy.
like on. You know, you're gonna get nominated for pretty much all of the same awards for that whole cycle. Like I don't think you need to do that. Like
It's a lot.
that's a lot.
That's why some of them are like not there.
What if they do all of the award show? What if they do all of the award shows in one night and they just take all the categories and they say, this person won the CMA, this person won the ACM, this person won the CMT.
We'll send them to your house.
We'll send them to your house, and then everyone can come up, give short speeches. There won't be time for their producers to speak. And we get it all out on one night. Because that's the other thing is I'm like, yo, like now I gotta go to Dallas.
Yeah.
And it's always tough when you're nominated for something that you don't think you're gonna win, or it's nominated. Like I've been nominated for things and then I didn't win.
You're like, I didn't even need to be.
And I'm like, dang, like I sat here for 4 hours, got dressed up and like,
What are we doing here?
yeah, man.
I remember the People's Choice Country Awards, which we have a call every week, probably the same as you, with my publicist and agent, and they were like, hey, they don't have any red carpet spots left for the People's Choice Awards in country. I was like, I didn't even know this existed. Now
it's only been here for 2. It's only the second year.
I'm notched down. Like I didn't even like yesterday. I didn't even know
you should be on that carpet.
I didn't even know this existed.
You should at least be allowed to be on that carpet, like
on NBC and Peacock.
Yeah. Look, man, and they did you dirty because I don't think that they're at a point yet with this award show that you couldn't be on it. You got a popular podcast. You're touring, doing quite well.
Once it gets big, they're like, John Crist definitely should not be on it.
You could have made it the first year. By year 2, they said no more John.
Well, I love that you didn't know it existed.
I didn't even know
you couldn't be there.
They go, hey, bad news.
Here,
that red carpet is full. I go, wait, what is this?
you didn't even know that there was. Yeah, finding out that you can't come to something you didn't even know you wanted to be at does suck. That does suck.
Tough.
It's like, hey, just so you know, we're having a party this weekend. You can't come, but I just wanted to let you know that you didn't make it. That is wicked work.
I never thought about that before.
That is wicked work.
Hey,
You're
I just
right.
want to let you know. What?
Yeah, don't
what?
even tell me it was an option.
Yeah.
What is it? Yeah, I'd never heard of it.
Yeah, that's
so funny.
Hey,
yeah, that's
management. Please don't do that to me again.
Yeah.
Please.
The funny thing about when we have like seen each other, and I always kind of try to come back to this as a artist. I'm not a music artist, but I do consider myself a creative. The making them like. I have the right above my in my house. It says write jokes and tell jokes.
Yeah.
That's what I have to get up to be doing every day. And if I'm not doing these things, I'm wasting time.
For sure.
So we've run into each other at like NASCAR races.
Yeah.
I've seen you at.
Yep.
And that celebrity softball game.
Yep.
It's like these are things I try to always keep those things in context because like these are things that are kind of rewards or because of the
they're
art.
nice to do
Because of the art.
Right.
And if these things go away, if I didn't get accepted to the whatever, well, I didn't come to Earth and like I'm an alien, but I was not born to walk the red carpet. I was born to make the stuff.
For sure.
And you too. Like a lot of
and
your
if I
music,
make the stuff and it doesn't win that, but I know that, there's an 8-year-old kid that's like, you saved my life.
Yeah.
I'll take that over an award any day.
Versus a lot of people that are done, I feel like, creating and are just going to the game or showing up on the stuff. I'm like, dude, but what are we like making?
Yeah. I will say the only award that I have won was at the ACM Honors last year.
Those are the real awards that count. All the other ones, the ACM Honors.
The only award that I won was at ACM Honors. And
what channel is it on?
They do it on Fox. 8/7 Central. But ACM Honors, I won the Lift Every Voice Award, which is like...
I saw that actually.
Yeah, it's like the inaugural... I won the inaugural one. It's like the first award that acknowledges diversity in country music.
Unbelievable.
And winning the first one of that especially, I was like, this is dope. Like this is something that years and years and years from now, I'll be able, like, you can't take that from me. And that's a new award that when they came up with the award, they were like, this is the guy.
That's gotta feel great.
And I got to come up and like share some remarks, and
I did see that.
and shout out a bunch of people that inspired me. And that was special to me. That means more to me than winning Song of the Year or something like that. Personally,
now that's I feel like that award is not something that you can beat out other black artists. They just got to give you that one.
Yeah, exactly.
You can't be like, I won this one over. You're like,
I can't come on stage after winning that award and be like, I've been kicking Shaboozey for years. That's not what that award is about at all.
That's just like you're nominated and you get it. There's
correct. You're not up against other people for that award. Yeah, that would be in poor. That would be in poor taste.
Kicking you.
Oh man, that's so good. Well, tell everybody where they can find you, what you're up to.
Yeah, you can find me at Breland everywhere. That's BRE Land. I'm imagining if you're watching this,
they're watching.
You'll see that on the. I don't know. Some people might just listen to this.
Some people do.
Yeah.
Right. So for the people who are listening, they might want. Yeah, that's BRELAND. And that's pretty much everywhere. Working on some new music and some new music out early next year. Got some new music out right now.
Unbelievable.
Enjoying myself, man.
Brilliant. Thanks for coming by, brother.
Thanks for having me, man.
I mean, yeah, sure, it was a little weird, but on the net, it was a positive. It was a positive. You cannot be serious. On the net, it's a positive.